Because this dude was
Two
reading.
counts of homicide.
There we go. Boom.
All right, thanks, Matt. What's happened is unacceptable, and what they're obstructing because ISIS released some of the people that they have arrested that they claim to be watching these protesters. So someone was convicted of homicide.
So what they're getting into is basically the kind of people who are getting caught in these raids. And what people don't understand is that, listen, the country runs so efficiently that a lot of y'all don't have to deal with terrible people. You have to deal with people who are murderers, people who will do the most heinous things. But you got to realize too that they're from a different place than you. Also, they're here illegally. Like they're it's just a crime for them to be here. We have a whole system and a bunch of steps you got to go through and mad laws around immigration, how to properly come to the country, how to check in, how to go about working in the country, all these different things. This person is saying, listen, I don't give a fuck. All right. I'm here. I'm not going nowhere, right? And I dare you to do anything about it. Cause also not only that, they know that no one's going to enforce this shit. But I don't know what it is, but America has always had this thing about treating themselves as like you're everyone. I don't know how to put it, but basically we have this thing about never thinking about all right what we're giving and what we're getting out of it as a country, right? So even when it comes to immigration and all these different things, the only thing these people really care about is that all right, well, I hate conservatives and people on the right so much that because they say this is a problem, I'm going to disagree. We have to really start understanding that we have lost the ability to take shit seriously. We've lost the ability to really think long term. We lost the ability to act in a way that says I'm invested in the future. I mean, at least do it for the kids, man. Because in other parts of the world, they're not going to let you come there and jeopardize anything. So anyway, so Beloved is getting ready to run down and run through the charges of the kind of people that they're catching in these raids. All right.
A Burmese national. They got arrested by ICE. A Guatemalan illegal alien in the country wanted for homicide, already committed homicide, was arrested. Attempted homicide from someone from Sudan. A Somalian convicted of manslaughter. A Mexican illegal convicted of homicide. Two counts of homicide, Sierra Leone. Two conviction of homicide, alliteration. And Sudan national convicted of homicide, rape against a child. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And these guys that are in the middle of the street, including tragically the woman that lost her life the other day because she tried to ram an officer, are all preventing ICE from doing their job, arresting those people.
So they're protecting those criminals
100%.
instead of protecting the law enforcement who's out there trying to make Minnesota safer. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, she announced an updated restriction on the congressional visits to these ICE detention facilities because she says when these lawmakers go in unannounced, it creates unsafe conditions for the lawmakers and for the ICE agents.
And that's going to bring us into our next point. But she makes a really good point about, now don't get me wrong, we don't know if the stats that he read off are all from one raid or multiple raids and whatnot, right? But the point is this. These are people that they're taking off the street and then come to find out after further investigation that they've done these serious crimes. These are the kind of people that don't need to be in the country. I'm not saying they're all doing that. They're all doing things of that nature. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, like we have to be more realistic and have to practice more self-preservation. Like as a whole, we're not really doing much to make sure that this is a better place when we're not here no more. And it's gotten to a point where we have more technology, but we are not better people. We do not have better morals. Like we got to where we've gone into just a state of just overcorrection, and more. And this always kind of makes me a little bit sad. And I've heard this a few different times about how America couldn't get any better than it was in the 90s, in the early 90s. We had almost all the technology that we needed. There was just enough technology, right? And everything was like everything was perfect. And then after that, the country just went to shit. You know what I mean? And a part of that is that No rules. One of the reasons why I've gotten so far in my content was because I set a bunch of rules for myself. I was able to say, you know what, bro, in order for you to get to this point, you're gonna have to do this. In order for you to to record your content, you need this, you need that. And for it to have to look at the needs, you need this, you need that. If I'm not able to do self correction and give myself rules, I can't accomplish nothing. But anywho, so the next point we're gonna get into is I feel like to a certain degree, I think people need to really look at what lawmakers and people in government, how they treat the situation with Renee Good, the lady who passed away last week in that shooting in Minnesota, Minneapolis, right? And it's been debate about whether or not uh, the fatal fire was necessary, right? Whether or not she was just trying to flee, and because the argument is whether or not she was going to hit the police officer. And the reality is that's a very strong possibility. Okay, this person was stalking. There are a series of entities who actually are stalking and following around ICE agents and basically trying to do things to disrupt and basically obstruct the investigation, which is a crime. That's a crime. You cannot obstruct an investigation. You can, if a cop pulls you over and actually makes any command towards you, if you do not do it, that will be obstruction. If you resist producing certain documents or just basically cooperate, that is obstruction of justice. You basically are trying to stop them from doing their job. Like again, this shit is the same as seeing DEA agents outside and just getting all up in the mix, just all up in the bando. You understand? So fuck, I gotta see you use that gun. I'm just saying, bro.
Tonight, I want to see you use that gun.
So what I've noticed is that I'm like, damn, the lawmakers are now no more different than the content creators. So Ilhan Omar, I hope I'm saying her name correctly, she went viral recently because she went down to the ICE facility to visit the ICE facility, right? So when she did that, she was turned away because you can't randomly show up. This is not. It's not Ray doing the bid. This is an active investigation. They're still figuring shit out. What are you looking to accomplish there? And the reason why I think it's disturbing to me is because you're not coming there to actually help anyone or support anyone. Not only that, this entity, this detention center exists solely for people who do not belong in the country. So you're because when you undermine this shit, you're basically saying that our whole process, all the pride, all the hard work that comes from what people sacrifice and go through to become citizens, and the pride they get from earning the citizenship, you just saying fuck those people. You just saying whatever. Listen, Muhammad, you know what I mean, and Lil Hector, they just even though they came here on the boat, even though they snuck into the woods, they deserve to be here. They had no.
And she said they're all trying to get in these detention centers. It's a circus-like publicity stunt rather than legitimate oversight. So lawmakers now, if they want to go into one of the ICE facilities, they have the right to do that. They just have to notify a week in advance, 7 days in advance. And on Saturday, there were 3 House Democrats, including Ilhan Omar and Angie Craig and Kelly Morrison, who are Democrats from Minnesota. They were denied entry into a facility in Minnesota. And this is what Ilhan Omar said.
When people are disappeared in the darkness, American democracy dies.
Congresswoman,
and it is really important for every single person in this country to understand that they are not only disappearing people who have committed crimes, who are in this country undocumented. They are disappearing you as citizens.
Of course, all that, those are just lies. And Ilhan Omar and other politicians who have fomented all of this and encouraged people to go out and get involved and disrupt these ICE actions, I would argue have blood on their hands. This is, these agents they're not there because they feel like it or because They want to be there. They're there because they have a constitutional responsibility to enforce the law. That is why they are there. And if Ilhan Omar has a problem with the laws, she can go and change the laws. Lawrence, you spoke earlier with former Senator Kirsten Sinema.
So what we gotta realize is this, like, yo, this can't be allowed to rock. Like you can't go against law enforcement. Now it'd be one thing if like she was providing y'all with some kind of proof. She didn't name any names. When people don't give you specifics, always listen to when people don't give you, especially when they're citing a really serious thing. When they don't get specific about what they're talking about, and because I hate to be the person who says so and so was lying, but that's some bullshit. I have not heard one story, no personal account of someone who's a citizen who had a relative or a loved one who got locked up by ICE unless you were protesting in a violent way. That's another thing too. These protests are getting violent, man. And the comment he made about the blood on their hands, I think we need to talk about that a little bit more, because these protests are getting very violent, and this is based off of what these politicians are saying and how they're speaking on the subject. So it's disturbing because, again, and this is one of the ways that social media has changed us forever, and it's changed every job from just being, you can't just be a teacher that's attractive. You have to try to monetize that or turn that into a social media thing, especially for the women. So we've seen women turn to like straight up Barbies, where it's like, all right, I'm congressional Barbie, you know what I'm saying? Which is like Barbie and like 304 can be like interchangeable, because it's, and can I say Barbie because it's like, all right, now, well, I'm the 304 version of a lawyer. I'm the 304 version of a mother. I'm a 304 version of your future wife. I'm the 304 version of a librarian. I'm the 304 version of the construction worker. It's like everything is like, all right, I work in HR, but I also can dress like a I'm gonna try it again. It's like I work in HR, but I can also dress like kind of a hoe. Listen. I've been hearing everyone talk about Cheyenne Bryant's outfit, her see-through outfit, for a couple of weeks, and I just heard about it. I didn't actually see the picture. When I saw, yo, ma'am, you are in your 40s. You are deep in your 40s. First of all, no one needs to come outside in a see-through outfit to go to a function. You were supposed to be a doctor, and you are outside in a see-through outfit. And it's not even like you're by a pool. You're not by a pool.